The spider monster attacks Chrome with its spear-like legs, but Chrome manages to dodge it. He only dodges the attacks in the first few moments, to analyze the spider's attacks and weaknesses. He notices how the movements of the spider are as fast due to its huge size, so he can manage to dodge those easily. The size also serves him benefit while fighting nearby, since the spider cannot move its head around much to detect his movements timely.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
He dodges the spider and hits its back. A blood thread is suddenly spat out by the spider towards Chrome, surprising him at the pace and the weirdness of the thing. Not knowing the nature of that thread, he wisely decides to dodge it by hiding behind a rock. The red thread swiftly breaks the huge rock into tiny pieces, leaving Chrome stunned. He figures that the only way to survive is to stop the spider from using this skill, or he'll be done and dusted in a single hit of that. He chooses to fight in close quarters to take it down before another red thread attacks, since the spider needs a huge opening before using that skill. Chrome plans on attacking the spider repeatedly to not give it an edge to use that skill, but Chrome didn't anticipate the most obvious skill of a spider monster, the spider web. From researching and script writing to editing and mastering our best manhwa review channel, I will work hard to roll out the highest quality manhwa entertainment videos twice or more a week. If you like what I do here, please consider supporting the channel. To learn more about how to support the channel, check out the link in the description box down below, and if you can't give or simply don't even feel like it, that's okay too. I am just happy you're here. Thank you so much. He merely dodges the spider web and realizes it's another thing he's got to avoid, since one successful blow, and he'll be rendered immobile and eaten with ease. Chrome tries to figure out how he can dodge the two attacks, but realizes he's been cornered, and his tall body gives him a disadvantage at swiftly dodging the webs or if another red thread comes at him. The boy then realizes he's a shapeshifter, and even if he's been using the masquerade skill a lot, that's his only way to be smaller and safer. He changes his form to a human one and dodges the spider webs, running towards the spider and successfully popping his eye with his sword by landing on its head.
Oh my god!
Just when he's about to poke other eyes out too, the spider uses his leg to attack Chrome and throw him off of it. Before Chrome can come up with another strategy, sticky webs are thrown at him which capture his arm in the spider's hold. As he's been dragged down, he knows he'll be eaten on the other end, but tries to figure a safe way out since the web won't break with the sword. Clearing his head, he swiftly cuts off his arm that's in spider hold, and before the spider can decipher what just happened, he jumps at it and pierces his sword through its head. Chrome's level increases from 26 to 33 of 50, which is surprising even for him since he just won against a level 37 monster while being at 26 himself. Luck being by his side served him the benefit of jumping through levels, so amused at the wonderful miscalculation, he picks up his damaged arm from the spider's mouth and places it at the place where it was cut off to regenerate it. He then decides to rest and recover all the mana and energy he used up to not end up overworking and killing himself. He finds the peace within the dungeon ironic since he does not have to worry about encountering humans in that depth of the dungeon. After resting as needed, he proceeds to carry out small hunts to increase his levels and energy while keeping on marking the paths he's been traveling to so he can easily find the way back out when required. He keeps on wandering through different paths trying to find the right one, but can't find the path where the boss of the dungeon resides. He settles down tired, getting hopeless on how he might get stuck there forever trying to locate the deeper routes if things go the same way. Even though things seem like a dead end, Chrome gained a good amount of energy and reached level 37 while exploring the dungeon. Getting weak with hunger, he decides to fend off the spider monster he killed, and it's the flesh of it getting the taste of paint and blood, but his hunger still makes it seem satisfactory to him. Chrome suddenly hears footsteps and wonders what kind of monster it could be, but upon a better focus, it seems like the footsteps belong to a human. Even though the possibility of finding a human in this depth of the dungeon is small, he still decides to play the safer side and transform himself into his human form. Shelly walks cautiously toward where Chrome is, nervous that she might encounter a monster. She clenches a spell stone in her hand, ready to throw it at the monster if there's one, and dash away, but right before she throws the stone, she notices it's Chrome. Both of them are shocked to find each other in that place.
Hi.
Okay.
Chrome gets up all worried and shocked at how Shelly managed to come this far when Shelly shows him she reached the place with the map she has. This leaves Chrome even more out of place since he had no idea that a map of the whole of disaster existed. She tells him that the map not only shows routes to the deeper parts of the dungeon, but also shows the kind of monsters that lie on every path. She then inquires what Chrome has been doing at this point, since it's obvious Shelly is there to avenge the wiping off of her entire family and tribe. Chrome avoids eye contact and tells her he's there to increase his levels, and since he got this far, he's been thinking of facing the dungeon boss as well. He understands Shelly's reason to come this far, but also knows it's reckless and dangerous for her to be there at the level she has. He snatches the map from her and tells her to go back using the paths he marked. Shelly is surprised at the coldness of his words and attitude but sees past him that he's worried about her and that's why wants to send her home. She resists his order and tells him it's hard for Chrome to conquer the whole of disaster alone. Chrome gets even colder and tells her she'll only get in his way, but she practically begs him to let her accompany him since her people have found out all the paths, the route to the boss of the dungeon, and even the weak points of many monsters of the dungeon. She tells him how crushed Kalchi seeds can blind the spiders and blue spell stone is enough to get rid of Undress. She tries to convince him she's going to be useful. Chrome contemplates the determination of Shelly and knows how her information is worth the benefit and will save him a lot of time. He weighs if all this is worth spending his mana on the masquerade he's using and understands that they can conquer the boss in 9 hours if worked efficiently, and 9 hours is how long he can maintain the human form with the mana he has. Both of them then continue the journey together. A woman reports to the leader of evil dragons on how some knights have been after some red-haired man and not them, along with reporting him on an adventurer girl venturing into the hole of disaster alone. She's confident about the girl being killed off very easily, but the person hearing all this knows not to underestimate anyone who sneaks into the hole of disaster. He lashes out and calls for his men to deal with the problem personally, to give off a lesson, to not mess with his paradise.
Got him! Got him!
Also, quick reminder as we are going through the recap, if you are new to the channel, some of you watching are not already subscribed, and if that's you and you want to guarantee you're always up to date with all good content like this, so feel free to hit that subscribe button and join us on the road to 1 million subs. And if you enjoy the video, or if you found it interesting, let me know by dropping a like and comment on it as well, would be seriously appreciated. Let's continue. As Shelly and Chrome proceed, they're surrounded by a bunch of monster spiders. This worries Chrome since he has to protect Shelly, keep his human form, and fight all those spiders at once, but his worry is short-lived since Shelly runs past him and blows a good amount of Kalchi seed powder toward all the spiders. Chrome is shocked at the confidence Shelly has, but he is even more amazed at her trick working accurately. The spiders are blinded, making it easier for the two adventurers to finish them all. Chrome even gains another level this way along with a good amount of XP. He appreciates Shelly that her trick was surprisingly more efficient than he expected. Moving ahead, Shelly guides Chrome to choose the left one of the two paths in front of him as the boss of the hole of disaster resides there. Chrome chuckles in embarrassment at how he should have explored the town better for any such maps, instead of running back and forth through all the paths to choose the right one. Shelly tells him the maps were well hidden to be found by anyone to keep it a secret from the evil dragons. Many lives were lost for charting every branch of the map to value the sacrifices the maps were hidden from the public, since the evil dragons rule the town only due to the dungeon, and if the dungeon's defeated, their rule is over. Shelly then gets back to her lighter mood, telling Chrome she only shared about this map with him because she trusts him and he's a good person. Chrome listens to her story and tells her they'll conquer the dungeon. Shelly is fascinated at how Chrome is a kind person but avoids showing his kindness openly. Suddenly, another monster, a mix of human and spider, attacks the two. Chrome tries to dodge it with his sword but has a hard time matching the strength. The Arachne species in front of him is a level 42 species. Shelly tells him how this species is the strongest in her levels after the dungeon boss, and how Chrome should stay closer to her since its range attack of spider web is more powerful than its fight in closer quarters. Using Shelly's guidance, Chrome attacks the feet of the Arachne from its blind spot at right to catch it off guard, and then they throw the fire spell stone to distract it. Chrome uses this distraction to cut its arm, and then the duo kills the Arachne off timely. Chrome is glad that they had the countermeasures to deal with these species, or it would have been really hard to defeat it, but he worries at how fast his levels are increasing since it already reached 40, yet he won't be able to evolve before they encounter the dungeon boss. Aroba, the devil monkey, is the dungeon boss who has massive strength, skills of all kinds, and the head of a monkey. Shelly is confident that by providing some of the Aroba's weaknesses and Chrome's strengths, the boss can be defeated. On the other hand, the king of the evil dragons prepares to enter the dungeon to kill Shelly and display her corpse as a symbol of terror for the rest of the town to dare try to get freedom again. As the two rest for a bit, Shelly guides Chrome about the path to Oroba and how if he is killed, the monsters of the dungeon will no longer be able to escape the labyrinth and harm the people. Chrome, in his mind, contemplates the amount of energy he has left to maintain his human form and how it's beneficial to have Shelly accompany him at this point. So, for one last shorty, he asks if she wants to turn back, but Shelly is determined to win this battle for the people of her town. She is sure she can help distract the monster and even sacrifice herself if the need arises, since she knows Chrome will manage to conquer this hole of disaster. The two finally come face to face with the Oroba, a level 52 monster, who made Oddfield suffer this much. Shelly guides Chrome that the Oroba's tiny legs serve him a disadvantage to move swiftly in different directions even though it has a high speed, so to dodge it, Chrome should run in a zigzag manner. Thanks to Shelly, Chrome dodges the monster's attacks by changing directions while moving around when in another attempt of attack, the claws of the Oroba get stuck into the wall. This serves as an opening for Chrome, so he attacks its legs only for them to be slightly scratched due to the strong fur. Chrome is baffled at how the legs weren't harmed when Shelly tries to attack its back, but once again, the metal-like fur makes the attack a disadvantage for the two as it infuriates the Oroba, who starts getting violent. This throws Chrome, who gets slightly injured, but hurriedly heals his wound. Knowing he can't use his regeneration power a lot, he starts making the Oroba chase him. He runs around wondering how he can hurt the Oroba while remaining in his human form since he can't change to a shapeshifter without Shelly noticing. Nor can he coordinate with a panicked Shelly if he suddenly changes his form. He tries to think of how he can save both of them from getting killed. Chrome attacks the tail of the Oroba to get his attention from attacking Shelly, but tired of running away, Oroba uses its poison breath to make it hard for the two to fight anymore, but Shelly has been well prepared for that too. She swiftly throws the powder of parashroom, a poisonous mushroom, towards the mouth of Oroba to render its throat useless before the poison breath could spread. She then throws the fire spell stone towards the tail of the Oroba since the spell stone produces heat similar to that of the body heat of living things, and the tail of the Oroba detects beings from those. So it'll consider it a small living being and make the Oroba lose balance by trying to attack the stone. Shelly then tries to attack the leg again, but of course, it's hard to damage it, so Chrome decides to use his shapeshifter fangs since that's the only thing he can use without Shelly's notice. This works well and damages the leg enough to restrain the speed skill of the Oroba. Shelly and Chrome start attacking the now vulnerable Oroba through its sturdy body, but what they did not expect was for the Oroba to regenerate and attack with a great deal of force even with numerous injuries. Chrome manages to take the blow without considerable damage, but knows that if the Oroba survive then no hope will be left for the town of Oddfield. Determined to get people freedom and get rid of monsters like this, Chrome gets furious and attacks the Oroba head-on with all his strength, successfully piercing his sword through its chest. Chrome sighs a huge sigh, unable to believe that they managed to defeat the dungeon boss. He is also overjoyed at how his level increased up to 47, taking him even closer to his next evolution. Shelly is so overwhelmed by the emotions that she doesn't realize the tears of joy in her eyes. She expresses her utter gratitude on Chrome's support, knowing she wouldn't have lasted against Oroba if not for him, but Chrome chuckles knowing it's the same case for him too, since it's only Shelly's detailed knowledge that helped him succeed in killing the dungeon boss. As the two rest for a bit, Chrome notices how little of his mana is left, which is why they need to hurry back so he does not transform in front of Shelly, but his worried mood is sidelined by the joy of being so close to his next evolution until Shelly brings him out of his thoughts. The two of them decide to move back and report the scenario so the evil dragons can be wiped out by the knights and the town can finally have its freedom, but their peace is short-lived since a ball of fire is thrown where Chrome rests. Shelly pushes him off in time, getting injured herself when the culprits, the evil dragons, laugh about the girl's face being burnt. They are faced by a furious Galrod, the king of evil dragons, who orders his men to kill Chrome and do whatever with Shelly. Shelly confidently argues on how they are no match to them since they defeated Oroba, only to be revealed that all those sacrifices of the knights weren't actually murders by the monsters, but the evil dragons who lured the knights through fake maps and killed them to spread terror. Chrome is furious at how casually the evil dragons mention sexually assaulting the women knights and their intentions to Shelly, while Galrod gives them a free hand to assault Shelly as much as they want, and later, they all can pretend that the whole of disaster was never conquered. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to watch more videos like these, turn on notifications, and leave a like and comment to help the channel out. From researching and script writing to editing and mastering our best manhwa review channel, I will work hard to roll out the highest quality manhwa entertainment videos twice or more a week. If you like what I do here, please consider supporting the channel. To learn more about how to support the channel, check out the link in the description box down below, and if you can't give or simply don't even feel like it, that's okay too. I am just happy you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next video.